Hi everyone, it's Library Linda, and I'd like to welcome you to this week's edition of Did You Know? Did you know that on April 25th of 1901, New York became the first state to require all automobiles and motorcycles to have license plates? But the vehicle owners had to make their own, and they had to include their initials. And in 1903, Massachusetts became the first one to issue state-issued porcelain plates. Did you know on April 25th of 1990, the Hubble Space Telescope was placed into orbit by the Space Shuttle Discovery? The size of a school bus and weighing 24,000 pounds, the Hubble Space Telescope takes about 95 minutes to complete an orbit around the Earth, moving at a speed of 17,000 miles per hour. It is powered by two 25-foot-long solar panels, and the primary mirror is 7 feet, 10.5 inches in diameter. The pictures it takes of the universe are then sent back to Earth. Did you know that April 25th is World Penguin Day? This day was chosen because it's the day the Adelie penguins make their annual migration north from Antarctica. Of the 18 species of penguins, all of them live in the southern hemisphere, south of the equator, except for one, the Galapagos penguin, that lives in the Galapagos Islands, north and on the equator. Did you know on April 27th of 1861, the northwestern part of the state of Virginia seceded from the rest of the state because Virginia seceded from the Union to join the Confederacy? When representatives from all the counties in Virginia got together in secret on April 16th, they voted on whether or not to secede from the Union. All but 39 counties wanted to join the Confederacy. These representatives from the 39 counties that voted against it appealed to Congress and the newly elected President Lincoln to become their own state. Both Congress and President Lincoln approved the request to become a state. Although this matter has gone to the Supreme Court several times about the validity of them becoming a state, because at the Philadelphia Convention of 1787, it states that no state shall be formed within the boundaries of another state's borders. But Virginia has seceded from the Union, so West Virginia was granted statehood. Did you know on April 28th of 1914, Willis Carrier patented his design for the first air conditioner? He came up with this idea while walking on a train platform in Pittsburgh on a cold and foggy fall evening of 1902. He figured out a way to clean and control the humidity of air by passing it through water. The first unit that he sold was to the Fuji Silk Spinning Company in Japan in 1907 to reduce the dust and the static. Did you know on April 28th of 1947 that the Norwegian Thor Heyerdahl and 5 others set off across the Pacific Ocean in a raft made of balsa wood to prove that Peruvians could have been the ones to settle in Polynesia? Thor and his crew went to Peru and constructed a boat-type raft out of 45-foot-long balsa logs and other native materials like hemp in an indigenous style that had been recorded and illustrated by the conquistadors. They named their boat the Kontiki, and they traveled 4,300 miles until smashing into a reef northeast of Tahiti. Did you know on April 30th of 1952, Mr. Potato Head became the first toy that was advertised on television? It was invented in 1949 by George Lerner. In the original Mr. Potato Head, you provided the potato, the pepper, the carrot, the apple, etc., etc. But Hasbro started receiving complaints about rotting food, so they started to include a plastic potato head. Did you know on May 1st of 1931 was the dedication of the Empire State Building? During the ceremony, President Herbert Hoover pressed a button while he was in the White House to light up the Empire State Building. But it was actually lit by somebody flipping a switch in the basement of the building. Its 102 stories stood 1,250 feet tall, and it was the tallest building until 1972. Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Did You Know? And I hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.